And salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. Heard? If the measuring thingy is already out, we might as well use it. 1 teaspoon? 1 tisp? 1 teaspoon of salt. Bloop, 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 bloop. Heard? Did we miss anything? Cornmeal, flour, baking powder, sugar, salt. Cool. I think we got it. Laughing. Thank you, Randall. The only way to be sure that nobody sees your exposed pantry is to not have pantry. I see what you did there. Nicely played, LT. That was well done. Thank you for that, sir. All right. Add that all and whisk gently together. Also, if she makes no plans, then there's no plan failed. See, this is all my style. Yeah, exactly. Why do you think I never planned stream? Because then I couldn't have failed. Because it's just like, oh, we were just going to fuck around anyways. See? Stream style. Fuck around. Thank you for that. Okay, so we have this. Ooh, that's pretty well mixed. Okay. Okay, next up, how's the butter doing? Ooh, it's almost melted. By almost, I mean like it's a quarter melted. Okay. Dry stuff, done. Wet stuff. Whisk together whole milk. Boom. Whole milk. Like how I just put it in another measuring cup. I figured it'd be easier to pour into the dry stuff. Okay, whole milk, eggs. Ooh, we can do it this way. 2 egg crack. 1, 2, 3. Oh, didn't lose my touch. Nice. I don't crack eggs nearly as much as I used to. It used to be a channel point redemption that happened pretty much every single stream I had to cook for my dog. But rest in peace, Lana. So I don't do it nearly as much. But I always crack it into a separate bowl in case there's like something funky going on. But those look pretty good. 2 eggs heard. Butter. Butter be getting there. Let's give butter one more second. What was the other one? Butter, eggs, and honey. Honey. I need a scoopy scoop. Oh, we'll just use the butter thing. All right. Get your honey ass up in here. All right. Oh, God, it's so thick. It's so sticky. How do you get it out? All right. Good? I think I got most of it. Just don't want to waste my honey. Okay. Honey heard. And at this point, how you doing over here? Ooh, you good, you good, you good, you good. That's melted enough. Fancy! We try to be fancy, Dan. Fuckery. Yes, I'm all about the fuckery. The stream is nothing but fuckery. Is that local honey, Ranville? No, it's not. That was just whatever honey I could find at the store for an affordable price. So if it's honey that I'm going to be eating, like with the kids and stuff, I will try to get the fancy stuff that's local because it's supposed to be better for like allergies and shit like that. But this was a last minute fuck around on stream idea. And yeah, it's just cheap honey. All right, whiskey whisk. I'm going to whisk this. I'm going to give the butter a second to not be hot. How do we define egg funk? Shell bit? Any degree of blood spots is what I was thinking. What else happens in eggs? I think sometimes you get like a double or a triple yolk, and then that might throw off the recipe, maybe? What else fuckery can happen with eggs? Mostly for me, it's blood spots. Sometimes, like, I think I've cracked an egg where all the other eggs in the carton were like a same shade of yellow, and then that one egg had like a fucked up shade of yellow, and I was like, I don't know, one of these is not like the other, so I was just like, I'm gonna eat you. Yeah. I predict Jace in 4 minutes. You think? No, don't jinx us, Randall. I think he's gonna sleep through the night. I hope so. You know what? You might be right, though. If we stream late, if we go into extra innings, Jason's going to wake up 100%. Because he went to bed at 5:45. No, it was 6. I think it was... it was right around 6 p.m. My kids go to bed hella early. Well, Jace goes to bed before Lena, and it's just he crashes. I don't know why, but Jace went to bed earlier today. Lena, actually, they were both really tired. Lena was super snuggly and tired, but at least she stayed up until maybe 7 o'clock. I try to keep them up later, but yeah, no. There's a high chance Jace is going to bomb stream because he went to bed so early. What do you do with the eggshells? I put them in the compost. I'm supposed to be actually I put it in the yard waste. I am going to be composting eventually, but I've had a really weird, my yard is trashed right now. I've had a weird situation with that, but eventually I would like to convert my property to be basically like a borderline homestead. And I have raised beds, but they're not set up yet. But I have a couple raised beds. But yeah, I want to just like grow tons of produce. I don't like having a yard, so I actually want to take up a lot of my yard space with like vegetable beds and raised beds and all that. So next year, I don't think this year I'm going to be able to grow as much produce. Well, it's so late in the season, but next year I'm going to compost everything we do on stream, or as much as I can. Wait, am I reading this right? I just was like going rogue here for a second. Add the wet to the dry ingredients and stir until just mix. You don't want to come on too strong. Just mix. Don't go crazy. Got you. Do blood spots mean fish the blood out or use new egg? I do use a new egg. I heard something about like the blood spots. I don't know if it has anything to do with salmonella, but all I know is like blood spots mean the egg is not feeling so good, and it's going to make you not feel so good. So that's why I don't do it. Goats! You need goats. Barry, you sound like Alaska. I shit you not, that motherfucker sends me a goat meme like at least every other day. Yeah, because he's been to my house. He saw the crazy... Like, so this side of my house and that side of my house are being invaded by blackberries. And it's so much work to try to keep them at bay. So Alaska keeps telling me to get goats, and he keeps joking about it. Today he sent me a meme or like some Instagram thing, and it's like 20 goats in a tree. I don't know. And he's obsessed with goats. Anyways, I looked it up. There are no goat rentals in my area. And if there are, you have to have over an acre minimum for them to spend the time to come out here and set up a pen. I have a third of an acre. So it's not enough to justify a goat. So I'm fucked. I wish almost overmixed that. I would love, trust me, I would love to hire goats, especially since Alaska keeps teasing me about it. However, there are no goats in my area. I don't recall ever seeing a blood spot. It's just like a little red dot that's on the yolk part. I think I've seen it before, and I like didn't think too much about it, and I ate it, and I didn't die. It was fine, but in general, I try not to do them. Randville says goats seem like hard work. No, so Randville, they're rental goats. So what happens is, like on my property, they would set up a pen. Like they would get these they would erect a bunch of gates, and they would pen the goats around, and the goats would just eat everything in the pen. And then they just move the pen over, and then they eat everything there. So they just like section by section work their way through your property, and the goats just eat all your shit. But there is someone who comes here, sets the goats up, makes them happy, leaves, and I think we'll come back later on and pick the goats up later. So someone else does all the work. It's called goatscaping. That's the term. It's called goatscaping, where the goats do the landscaping. Goatscaping. Yes, Alaska keeps telling me to do goatscaping. Unfortunately, I live within the city limits, and goatscaping is usually for larger properties. Goats are so adorable. Yeah, Camille, part of me was thinking about getting like dwarf goats, because their whole point of living would just be to keep the blackberries at bay. Because the property next to me is just an open blackberry field, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon, so I was like, I should just hire goats. I'm also thinking about getting chickens. I've wanted chickens for a long time. My parents have chickens. My ex did not like chickens. His mom has chickens and hates them. And so she was like, don't get chickens. And in my mind, I'm like, but I want chickens. So now, like, I might get some chickens, y'all. I don't like to travel. I'm a homebody. And so, like, it's not like I go anywhere. I could have a whole homestead here. Why not? Yeah. The most time I ever get away from my house is 2 weeks tops. And that happens twice a year. Other than that, like, I can't leave my house because I have my kids with me full time and my kids don't travel. So, chickens, goats, they're within the city limits. They're allowed. Doubles as a petting zoo, right? I think Lena, like, so we went to my parents' house and there's just chickens running around everywhere. Actually, so what happened was their fence blew over. One of their fences blew over in a big storm. And so now the chickens are not corralled to the backyard. The chickens just free range the front and the backyard. They destroy everything in their path. So my moms really want the fence resurrected. And they asked me, so Alaska helped them with one of their projects that they had on the house. And then they're like, so, like, what are the chances that he'll come back and, like, build us a fence or help us fix the fence? I was like, if you ask him, he'll say yes. Like, he's that nice of a guy. And I kind of, like, jokingly told him, like, my parents are going to abuse you. They're going to ask you to help them build a fence. And he's like, I built a fence before. I built it on my first house. And he's like, yeah, I'll totally build your parents a fence. And I was like, oh. So, yes, there's a high chance Alaska is going to be building a fence for my parents. And then, I don't know, maybe he'll come here and help us build a fence as well. Make a petting zoo. Yes. My daughter loves animals. She loves goats, chickens, and all that stuff. So, yeah, if we turned this property into a semi-petting zoo, erected a bunch of fences and all that shit, my daughter would be so happy. She fucking loves going to her grandma's houses because chickens, they're just everywhere. She just likes to chase the chickens around. Where were we? Okay, so LT says, Google says blood spots are the result of rupturing of tiny blood vessels in the hen's ovaries. Oh, God. Or oviducts, the tube through which the eggs pass through from the ovaries to the outside world. Also, eggs with whites that are tinted pink, green, or red may contain bacteria that cause a spoilage and should be discarded. But eggs with blood spots are safe to eat as long as the eggs are properly cooked. Okay. Properly cooked. So, sometimes I eat raw eggs. So yeah, I will avoid blood spots. But I guess I see what you're saying. Like, if it's something like an egg scramble, then you don't have to throw it away. Okay, I see what you're saying. But I eat a fair amount of raw eggs as well. Goats equal be a farmer. Yes, I'm close to being a farmer. LD, so I guess the moral of the story is don't use eggs with blood spots in anything where you aren't going to cook the egg, like homemade ice cream, cake batter you intend to eat raw. For me, or like a lot of Korean will will crack a raw egg on something. Sometimes, sure, like if it's a jjigae, it'll cook in the jjigae. But there are some times where I just eat raw. Like if you eat Korean beef tartare, it's served with a raw egg. There's a lot of Korean dishes that are served with a raw egg. So, okay. So not those ones then. Noted. I wrangled / babysat a goat. It's a fun job. Chuzen, I can't tell if you're being serious or not. Are you being facetious? Also, Chuzen, I still maintain you have the craziest job resume I've ever heard. Weren't you a ghost hunter at some point too? Randall says, I thought about getting chickens, but wonder how hard it'd be to keep clean and might attract cockroaches. Yeah, so I heard it, at least in the greater Seattle area, they attract a lot of rats. And that's the part that I don't like. My mom's thing is that they attract a lot of flies. So my parents have an outdoor fly trapper, which I thought was weird when I first saw it. And it smells to high heaven. But apparently, yeah, they attract a lot of flies, cockroaches, rats, mice. There's a lot of downside to chickens too. It's kind of like having, I don't know, the only other high maintenance pet I've had was ferrets. Those are the same thing where it's like you got to keep everything really clean. It's a lot of maintenance. I don't know. I'm not quite there yet. I might get there. Like if I get my shit together a little bit more and stop biting off more than I can chew, then maybe I can get chickens. Also, just in general though, for the zombie apocalypse, I really think it would be wise if I had chickens. Just in case the zombies come. All right. So we did this. We put all that. Just mix. Place them in that thing. Blah, blah, blah. Divide. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to do 2 batches because this is in mini muffin form. Bake for 15 minutes or until golden. But because these are half size, I say we go 13. Computer, set muffin timer for 13 minutes, please. Computer, take 17 minutes off my timer. It heard 30 instead of 13. We were about to burn the fuck out of these. Thought about chickens, wonder how hard to keep clean. Probably really good. Girl, LT says. Building a fence is real work. I know. He's a real good guy though. Take care of Alaska. Cook him lots of yummy foods and stuff. Yes. He's very, in general, he's extremely handy person. So he's actually going to help me mod the kitchen island so that we can build the stream setup into the island. Because right now, I have this like big elaborate shit that takes up a lot of space at the edge of the island. But I have a wine rack here that I don't use. And so Alaska's actually going to help me disassemble the wine rack because it's like fucking built into the island. So we're getting like fucking the jaws of life clippers to break a bunch of metal bars. And then anyways, yes, Alaska's helping me set up a new thing, stream into the kitchen island. The biggest thing with my parents' fence is like the rest of the fence is pretty okay. It's just the part on the side of the house, the door, and then what was attached to the door fell down. And so we have to yeet all of that and then build a new one. And yes, I jokingly told Alaska that my parents were gonna, they cannot do it. Both my moms are not, they can't do a lot of hard manual labor. Their bodies won't do it. And so they're always like, Kathy, you date a lot of really large, big, friendly guys. And like, any of them want to build a fence for us? I was like, no, maybe. And yeah, like legit, Alaska is going to. I put money on it. $20 says $20 at charity. Alaska's going to build the fence for my parents. And I was at his house last weekend, and I was helping him with some stuff in his garage, and I fucking saw all of his power tools. Oh my god, I was so turned on. Not by the power tools themselves, but how organized they were. His fucking garage is meticulous. If you guys saw my garage a year ago, you would cry. It was terrible. It was just a shit show. Alaska's garage is everything matches ish. Everything is in organized, those really big bins you get from Costco? They're like black and they got the yellow top. He has all of those labeled with a number. Then he has an Excel spreadsheet. I know you guys are getting as worked up as me. And then he has an Excel spreadsheet and it says what's in each tote, what's inside of it, all organized. Oh, and then all the stuff like his workbench has like, I think it's a pegboard, and all of his tools are like lined up. Oh god, if you know me and how I like everything in matching containers and all the labels facing the same way, like that's his garage. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, I think he's cute, but more than anything, I got turned on by his garage. So your moms find Alaska offensive? Wait, what? Build a fence. Yeah, you give me hope I could ever get over my PTSD. You can, Randall. I'm very lucky. I'm not exactly sure what that is in relation to, but yes, I actually was diagnosed with PTSD on a serious note, and I went through a lot of therapy, and I will say I've gotten a lot better. I would say it doesn't really affect me day to day anymore. But yeah, I believe in you, Randall. I did a ghost hunting job. The goat wrangling was also a job, and my resume is legit insane. If we ever meet or voice to voice, buckle up for weirdness. I forget how weird it is until a fun fact. Yeah, so I love weird people. Like that, I think I collect quirky people like Pokemon. That's like, I love it. That's actually one of the things I really liked about dating is even if I don't want to date someone long term or have like a romantic relationship, I love going on first dates because I love meeting people and hearing their stories. It's just fascinating to me. I love it. I think it's great. I'm always down for that. Falls out in people's stare. Yeah. Not the spreadsheets. Oh yeah. Alaska has spreadsheets too. So the cutest thing is, so the big totes, this is genius. They're actually on those like furniture rolly thingies. So they're like stacked maybe 4 or 5 high. And at any point he can just roll one over and move it and get to the stuff in the back. So there's like, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 different stacks, 2 deep. No, it's more than that. There's like at least 16 of them. Anyways, maybe they're 3 deep. But he just has all these big totes on little rollies, and he can, like, we were trying to find something, and then he's just like pulling this out and rolling things. Bye, Kira. Nighty night. Oyasumi nasai. Thanks for being here. I didn't know you were still here. I thought you left a while ago, but aw, thank you, Akita. It's so good to see you. And then yes, I will hit you up. Anyone who doesn't know, Akita is one of my IRL friends as well. He's been on stream a couple times, and he and I are going to be doing another cook-off, I believe, or we're gonna have a casual night. But the next round is on, like, he gets to pick. We did Korean food. I think the next one is gonna be Japanese food, and he gets to destroy me on stream. It'll be fun. Thank you, Akita. 99. Thanks for being here. I'm the weird extroverted introvert. Yes. I'm also the weird extroverted introvert. Everyone thinks I'm an extrovert. I'm not. I will rage. I will throw huge parties. I will do all sorts of shit. But then my recovery takes twice as long as whatever I did. So Comic-Con was like, what? Linjay and I raged for 4 days. It took me like 4 weeks to recover from Comic-Con. I peopled so hard that weekend. Or like, even with dating and stuff, like, yeah, I burn out. I burn out so hard. I definitely need my downtime. Okay, did we get everything? Almost. So that's going in the oven. After we're done with that, we have a second round of cornbread making. We have a second round of drinks making. I got 20 minutes-ish. Yeah, I think we're gonna make a second Moscow Mule unless someone has something, I don't want anything complicated. I feel like I can make a Moscow Mule, no problem. It's weird after watching the stream for so long how similar we are. I think that makes sense, Vendetta. Especially for anyone who's been here for a while. Stream AFK has gone through many different variations over the past 2.5 years. We started off as one stream and then changed into another. So there was like, originally it was me and then my then husband. And then it went to just me. And then it went to me with the kids sometimes. And then it was me divorced. That was a lot of bourbon. I got a lot. Oh my God, you guys want to know I was gone for so long? Holy shit, I got a lot of messages. People worried about me. We good, y'all. And then we took the hiatus. We came back. And then now it's then there was a period of time where it was like me freshly divorced. And then now it's me finally settling back into my life. So yeah, lots of shit has happened over the past 2.5 years that we've been streaming. The people who are still here, yeah, I think they're here for a reason. I think it's because we vibe. We're very similar personalities. And then hopefully any new blood we attract to the AFK kitchen get our vibe. We've also, I don't check numbers, so I don't know, but I'm guessing that we've definitely plummeted. A lot of the people probably do not like the new Kathy, and I'm okay with that. At least I'm authentic and I'm me. But definitely, if you started watching stream 2.5 years ago, that's not what you signed up for if you're still here. But for the people who are the OG homies in the community and who are still here, here's to you. Thanks for still being here. Thanks for still supporting me despite all the different variations of Kathy we've gone through. Also, on that same note, I'm celebrating like 27 years of friendship with my girls. So the ones that are tattooed on my neck, we've been friends for like I think since we were 11 years old or something like that. And we're still friends. They've put up with a lot of versions of Kathy over the past couple decades. And we're